Why did McCain make a secret trip to the Middle East? Now, Senator John McCain, he made a secret trip to the Kurdish-held region in northern Syria last weekend to speak with U.S. military officials, rebel fighters, and others. And we can see that a spokeswoman for McCain, Julia Torello, confirmed that he did make the trip, calling it a valuable opportunity to assess dynamic conditions on the ground in Syria and Iraq. Now, the question is, why is McCain out there? Well, we know from the past that McCain, he has visited Syria before. He sat down with the moderate rebels, which are really terrorists. He sat down with Al-Qaeda. He sat down with the Islamic State. And we know that part of the agenda here is to support all these terrorist groups for their main agenda. That is to remove Assad. Now, the trip was organized by the U.S. military. And there are certain neocons within the military that want a war. They want the goal that they've been trying to reach for a very long time, and that is to remove Assad. Now, McCain also met with Erdogan in Turkey to discuss the situation in Syria and safe zones. And we know that Trump has been talking about safe zones. We know in the past, the neocons, they wanted to create these safe zones to have an area not to help the refugees. That was the cover story. The safe zone was there to make sure they had an area inside of Syria where they can launch their operations into Damascus and remove Assad. And of course, to create these safe zones, they were going to have to take out the Syrian Air Force. And we can see right now that Russia has stepped in and said, listen, we can talk about safe zones, but these will not be the same safe zones that were used in Libya, where they destroyed planes on the ground, airports, made it a no-fly zone. Remember, the Islamic State, they don't have jet fighters. So there'd be no purpose in doing this except to cripple the Syrian forces. And Russia said, the United States, if they want safe zones for the refugees, they need to coordinate with Syria, and Syria would control these areas. Now, of course, the neocons do not want this. They want control of the area. And we can see they have Plan A, which is to remove Assad, Plan B, to split Syria apart. Now, McCain also met with Saudi King and the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, and they were discussing bringing forces into Syria. Now, we have Saudi Arabia that says they're ready to bring forces into Syria. We have the neocons, the elite, the deep state saying, yes, Trump, we need to bring forces into Syria. Now, again, this is without coordination with Russia or Syria. The reason why they're doing this is to create an incredible force in Syria, not to go after the Islamic State. They know the Islamic State is on the run. They know that Russia and Syria have been pushing the Islamic State out of the country. They need other forces in there, and this is why they're trying to get Trump to bring in troops to go after Assad. So McCain is there organizing all this, looking at the health of the paid mercenaries, which is Al-Qaeda, the Islamic State, the moderate rebels. We also find out that McCain, from WikiLeaks, well, he was asking Russia for campaign cash when he was running for office. Russia said they received a letter from Senator John McCain requesting financial contributions to his presidential campaign. And Russia replied, well, in this connection, we would like to reiterate that Russian officials, the permanent mission of the Russian Federation to the United Nations or the Russian government, do not finance political activity in foreign countries. And what's very interesting about all of this is that they're making the case that Trump is part of Russia, that he has links to Russia, which is proven not to be true, when actually John McCain was asking for money from Russia. So we can see at this point, the elite deep state neocons, they are pushing their agenda to make a move in Syria. They're trying to build up the forces. And we can see that this is going to be pushed very hard because they realize time is running out. Russia, the Syrian government, they've been pushing their paid mercenaries out of the country, and they only have a matter of time for them to do something. So in the next couple of weeks or months, we're going to see things really heat up in Syria. Now, you can hear more of all of this in the full report which is on the X22 Report YouTube channel. And those reports are Monday through Friday, one on Sunday, and they're between 6 and 7 Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to listen to incredible interviews, you can go to the X22 Report Spotlight YouTube channel, where you can hear interviews with Cliff High, you can hear interviews with David Morgan, you can hear interviews with Michael Snyder, you can hear interviews with David Stockman, Jim Rickards. So head on over to the X22 Report Spotlight YouTube channel, and you can hear all the interviews there.